Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. And I'm here to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Houston Texans. 2019 reaction. Baker Mayfield leads the Buccaneers down the field and get the win. 2019. I believe he was like 7 for 9, 8 for 10 on that last drive, including the 4th and 10 rushing play to get the first down and continue the drive. The Texans, I don't know how they hung in this game, honestly. Their offensive line is completely terrible. I mean, the Bucs' offensive line wasn't that good in this game, but when you don't have Tristan Wirfs and Luke Goedeke, your top two tackles, your offensive line's going to suffer a little bit. The Texans just have no excuse with, like the Bucs, with injuries. Their offensive line's just flat terrible. How they hung in for this game in this game, they shouldn't have. The Bucs blocked punt, they give up 3 points. Missed field goal, they don't get those 3 points. And a big kick return, which led the Texans getting the touchdown that took the lead. You give up, really, 9 free points there in the fourth quarter with a field goal and then a touchdown. They went for 2 and didn't get it, I think. But yeah, like I said, with this Texans offensive line, they're just horrible. They really saw that offensive line last season, traded their best offensive lineman, Larry Tunsil, and then said, "Oh, we're good to go. What could go wrong?" And C.J. Stroud, I don't think he performed that well. He was missing some throws, but this offensive line sucks. It really does. Because the pressure's almost there immediately on C.J. Stroud. He doesn't have much time to really do anything. But, yeah, there's so many plays where their offensive line got beat. But also, let's talk about Baker Mayfield here. In 2 games, he hasn't been great for all 4 quarters. But we know Baker Mayfield's a damn good quarterback past few seasons with this Tampa Bay team. But the Buccaneers are 2-0. Why? Because he's been great when it matters. Comes down to the clutch, he's been great when it matters. Tonight, clutch. At the Atlanta game, clutch. In 2 games, 2 game-winning drives led by Baker Mayfield. He done it with his legs on 4th and 10. Escaped and ran for the first down. That was also a big difference, was the running game. Besides that run Nick Chubb had for that touchdown, the Texans really didn't run the football all that well compared to the Buccaneers. Bucky Irving, Richard White were really having their way with that. The run blocking wasn't bad. It was just at times the offensive line wasn't great. And that's why I said where it hurts not having your top 2 tackles. They lost Luke Goedeke with a foot injury, I think, and then obviously you don't have Tristan Wirfs, but they were still able to run the ball really effectively, and they had big plays on that game-winning drive, including Richard White running it in. The Buccaneers have a really fun offense to watch with offensive coordinator Liam Cohen. Obviously, I know him from being the offensive coordinator at Kentucky. Wish he was still here. He's with the Jaguars now. I forgot. Who even is their offensive coordinator now? I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. But their offense is still good. Without Liam Cohen, they still have a pretty good offense. Bucky Irving, Richard White, Baker, Mike Evans, Buka, you have K-Dot, and when you get Godwin back, they have a really good offense. Their special teams needs to be better. That's why this game was really close, was because of the special teams. And the Texans were finally able to capitalize off those mistakes in the fourth quarter. But there was a goal line stand. They had 2nd and goal at the 1 and they couldn't score. That was pretty pathetic. You could have got some points out of that drive. You don't get that 2-pointer there after you score the touchdown. So, just missed opportunities. They were finally able to capitalize off of them, but it was really a little too late. The defense, I thought, played their ass off. Not in the running game, but I thought they'd done a good enough job. But the Buccaneers, with self-inflicted mistakes, also helped the Texans stay in it, but In the end, Baker Mayfield leads them down the field. So Baker Mayfield, 25 to 38, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, had 3 runs for 33 yards. A great night from Baker Mayfield. He's just a joy to watch. Like, Tampa is so fortunate to have him. No flinch. What a drive by Baker. Just a magician. The Texans' offense is just awful. Like, the only reason they scored their touchdown in the fourth quarter was because they had like a big, punt return for like 50, 60 yards. And Nick Chubb took like a 20-something yard run for a touchdown. So the Texans' offense is awful. Their defense folded when the team needed it most. This was supposed to be a pretty good defense. Well, I didn't see a pretty good defense on that last drive. I saw a awful defense on that last drive. And the offensive coordinator for Houston, Nick Caley, just flunked a completely passable test as offensive coordinator. Thus far, he is no good. This offensive line is no good. And they have injuries at receiver. If he was good, we would know already, and it has nothing to do with how many points they score. The offense just does not look good, but the offensive line's terrible too. It's just, this offense is just in a mess. They don't have a good coordinator. The offensive line sucks. I don't know why you trade your best lineman. I don't know why you didn't do anything in the offseason. It's just there was way too many slow developing plays. Tampa ate the Texans all night with the quick hitting passes, especially with Bucky Irving, especially in that last possession. And then he had a terrible sequence, I thought, of 2nd and goal at the 1. Run the ball. Why are you passing the ball? My lord, man. The defense, which is supposed to be great, got clowned on the last drive. And maybe C.J. Stroud isn't as good as we thought, but get him a freaking line. Maybe so we can judge him, so I can judge him fairly. Offensive line's terrible. Like, how am I supposed to judge him? He doesn't have that much time to throw. Like, my lord, man. Like, give Baker the credit he deserves. Like, Baker Mayfield's so good. Just a masterful drive. Like, the Bucs are very for real. Baker Mayfield's incredible. They have an incredible offense. And Baker, through these 2 weeks with 5 touchdowns and hasn't turned the ball over. So he's been phenomenal. Bucky Irving, 17 runs, 71 yards, 4.2 per carry. 6 catches, 50 yards for Bucky Irving. Man, just... Oh, shout out to Bucky Irving. 71 rushes, 71 rush yards, and 50 reception yards. The duo of him and Richard White had 186 total yards. And also that blitz pickup by Bucky Irving on the 4th and 10 scramble for Baker was huge as well. And he breaks 4 tackles on the key reception. This was a very physical game. A bunch of physical plays. But I just love watching Baker compete and elevate in these clutch moments. But Bucky Irving was a well-rounded game. But Richard White was also good. 10 runs, 65 yards, 6.5 a carry, 1 touchdown. For him, really dominated when he was out there. So, 186 total yards between these 2 teams. And then, I want to say this, Kalijah Cansey was also out with an injury. So, a bunch of injuries with this Bucs team so far. But Richard White and Bucky Irving, they have a good 1-2 duo at running back, and the quick-hitting passing game is very good as well. Mike Evans, 5 catches, 56 yards. Shepard, 4 catches, 34 yards. Egbuka, 4 catches, 29 yards, and a touchdown for Egbuka. Kate Otten, 3 catches, 25 yards. Ryan Miller, 1 catch, 20 yards, and a touchdown for Ryan Miller. The defense, I thought, played pretty good. Smith had a sack, half of one for Levante David, 1 sack for Gaines, the third half a sack for Roberts. McLaughlin was 0 for 1 on field goals. The special teams for them needs to be better for it because it almost cost them the game in the second half, I thought. But the offense was up and down, just some team mistakes, but they were able to come through in the clutch. And Baker Mayfield delivered, I thought, his best drive of the game. Besides that opening drive. But they ran the ball very effectively against this Texans defense. And they improved to 2-0. They had 7 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, and 6 in the fourth quarter. The game-winning touchdown for Houston. C.J. Stroud, 13-24, 207 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 4 runs, 27 yards. This team cannot run the ball. Their offensive line sucks. I think C.J. Stroud was their leading rusher until Nick Chubb had that big touchdown. But C.J. Stroud, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about C.J. Stroud. In week 1, he wasn't great. The Rams have a good defense, but still, the Bucs here, I'm just not sure about C.J. Stroud. The offensive line is pretty bad. But C.J. Stroud, I just don't know if he's that guy. I just don't know if he's that good. I felt like he was doing... he's trying out there, but the offensive line's just not good. He's also missing some throws. So, I'm not really sure what to think about C.J. Stroud. Really, man. They're worse than simple, easy reads he missed, but the offensive line's terrible. They look good on that first drive, and after that, not really good the rest of this game. Nick Chubb, 12 runs, 43 yards, and a touchdown, but most of that comes from that one run where he took for a touchdown. Besides that, they really struggle to run the ball. Woody Marks, 3 runs, 14 yards, and he had 1 catch for 37 yards. I would like to see him use Woody Marks more in this offense. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Besides that, the opening bit of the game, they really didn't go to Nico Collins much. But the skill positions, other than Nico Collins, the offense absolutely stinks. They have Woody Marks, they should just use him more. At least, in my opinion. Dalton Schultz, 3 catches, 29 yards. Hutchinson, 2 catches, 29 yards. Nick Chubb, 2 catches, 29 yards. Higgins, 1 catch, 28 yards. Defensively, Daniel Hunter had 2 sacks. Will Anderson had 1. I know the Buccaneers' offensive line didn't look good out there, but like I say, with the 2 tackles out, Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson are a really good pass rush duo, combined for 3 sacks. And Rankins had 1. Fairbairn was 2 for 2 on field goals. So let's go over, and the Texans dropped to 0-2. They had 10 points in the first quarter, 9 in the second quarter, but 0 in the second and third quarters, and they dropped to 0-2. The Bucs 2-0. Bucs had 360 total yards, 191 passing, 169 rushing, 5 yards per play, 26 first downs. Absolutely dominated, 6 for 14 on third downs, way more on first downs and third down than Houston, 1 for 1 on fourth down. They ran 72 total plays, 4 sacks, 6 punts, 7 penalties, no fumbles, no interceptions, 37 minutes time of possession, really dominated time of possession. Texans, 266 total yards, 182 passing, 84 rushing, 5.8 yards per play, 12 first downs, 2 for 9 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down, 46 total plays, 3 sacks allowed. It felt like it was more than that, but they allowed so much pressure. 4 punts, 6 penalties, no fumbles, no interceptions, but only 22 minutes time of possession. Felt like the Buccaneers really wore them down with the rushing game, and they were just tired, and they were tired probably on that last drive, but still no excuse. But you fired Bobby Sloat and replaced him with Nick Caley and completely changing out the offensive line. Hasn't paid dividends yet. Through 2 games, they're averaging 265.5 yards and 14 points. There's just no margin of error for the Texans. But yeah, the Bucs are going to be tough to beat. They're a really tough team. And when you're led by a guy like Baker Mayfield, a really good running game, good receivers, especially when you get Godwin back, and we'll see what happens for these 2 teams going forward. But yeah, it was a fun game to start. Then it kind of got boring, and then it got exciting there at the end. So, solid Monday night game. But then we got Chargers Raiders. So, yep. Peace. Leave a like, subscribe for more on this. Yeah.